It's a little shady. Let's just talk about a couple things and then be on with our day. Everybody just go on about your business. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hulk empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And oh boy, whoa, there's so many stories. Being the observer is just the easy way right now. It's the easier, softer way, and that's the way I'm going. Being the spectator, just watching all the storylines, all the timelines. The way I see like how things are going or being played out, how they're being, what's the word I'm thinking of? Presented to us. There's a lot of different stories. So, like the one that's coming next. See, if you've had experiences without what's the word I'm trying to think of? Extra-dimensional, extraterrestrial, otherworldly beings. If you've had those, and the younger you are when you had them, you know, your world's always been like that. So when society creates an environment that's not true, and people are ridiculed, and a lot of them people have been incarcerated because of their experiences with other earthly beings and and whatnot, you know. And when so many groups have benefited and profited from the same knowledge and the same wisdom, it's just really peculiar. It's bizarre, I guess. It depends on if you're a cool kid or not. I ain't never really been a cool kid, so my world's been small. So now they're gonna open it up and they're gonna let everybody know. Who is that? Artie Pants? They're gonna let everybody else know that you know, we aren't the only ones in this universe. It's not just human beings, and that just makes me laugh. My whole life that's made me laugh when people have push that story. That ain't never been true, but whatever. So now they're going to change that, and well, things are going to get interesting. I had a pretty okay day. I didn't sleep very good last night. I can't speak for Mom. I just did not sleep very. How did you do last night, Mom?
I didn't sleep well either.
You didn't sleep well either? It's all that kinetic energy. I go by latitude and longitude. Other people go by different ley lines. They go whatever numbers. But I've been listening to today. What's her name? I need lip balm too. I drank water a little bit ago, but I don't think I have drank enough. History. Crystal Time. Origins of Freemasonry. She's cool. She puts a lot of stuff together. I love when other people put the data together and then collect the data and then present it in a way that is like entertaining. They don't sound stupid or she's got a pleasant voice and a nice presentation and stuff, and so she said something today and it triggered some thinking in my brain. And that was the level in the square. Oh, that's what I named this talk. The level in the square. See, because I go by latitude and longitude. See, and I grew up on the 40th parallel. Then I ended up stationed at Offutt Air Force Base, and that's within my plus or minus tool range. You know, we come across we come across people, commonalities that end up in the same places on the planet. You know, based on latitude and longitude. And now I was born, and this is kind of interesting too, because I was born down in San Bernardino. Now that's a 34th parallel. And I ended up on the island of Crete, in Greece, for Operation Iraqi bullshit. And so, and that was like the 35th parallel. Again, plus or minus 2. So it was interesting that she had said that today. Hi, Naked and Laughing. The level in the square, because where I grew up in Reading. When I left in 2000, oh gosh, well I don't know the year I went into the Air Force in 2000 on Mom's 50th birthday. My original ship date was supposed to be September 2nd, 1st. September 1st? Was it the 1st, Mom? Was my first ship date supposed to? I think it was September 1st, and then that's Mr. Risky's birthday. Shut up. And I didn't go, and I ended up going on your 50th birthday. And I was supposed to be a different job and everything. You know, if people don't think we're just little pieces that are not moved around on this earth like pawns on it, I mean, wherever we're supposed to end up, we're going to get there. I'm a testament to that. When I woke up New Year's Day 2020, I knew that I was not going to wake up New Year's Day 2021 in the same place. I just didn't know where it was going to be. And unbeknownst to me, several states over, how that happened. All divine God, all God just getting me where I'm supposed to be, me and Mom. And I think we're getting snow in a few days. So, where I grew up in Reading, California, check out the Sundial Bridge. See, and I always knew that there was strong Masonic ties there. Always. It's a significant place in the world in the worlds of shadow. And I know, and because of that, I was exposed to a lot of stuff. And I myself was, a storyline of shadow and darkness, of and by itself unrelated. And so I know what darkness is. Because when you've been touched by darkness, you recognize it. So when you pass it on the street or in the grocery store and you're standing next to it in freaking the post office, you know what it is. I'm wrong every now and again, but I'm right a lot. So, I just think it's interesting. If go look and you know what's funny, because it's built. It was created by the dude, the architect. What's the word? Architecture. That's how does it go? Architectures? No, that is really. I have a freaking total block for that word. The guy that created the Sundial Bridge in Reading on the 40th parallel is also the same dude that created the freaking sports where they had the Olympics in Greece and then had other big sporting events. That's just, weird. But if you look at the sundial, it's a huge freaking colossal sundial bridge. And all that freaking, and they're doing all these ceremonies. That's the things that people are starting to wake up to, is that collecting data, they do that. They're collecting your data with your freaking life force energy. Summon G, and the Demeter dude, a Jesuit's a Jesuit. A game's a game. They're all freaking playing a game. They're all playing a game. And people are just buying into it. And they tell us how we're gonna act based on our just based on what you dislike and like. They can navigate whole societies based on what social media posts in sponsored ads. Isn't that kind of interesting? Because have you noticed you get more sponsored ads now than I get more sponsored ad than content that I subscribe for. I'm always talking crap. Like, this is so stupid. I hate sponsored ad. Why is this shit on my feed? I don't want to see this crap. You're all these non-profits call themselves non-profits and they're freaking billionaires, with all these yachts and stuff. Are people figuring it out? There was a lot of disclosure yesterday. There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff that was, you know, that was further verified. Things of what we always, you know, what was kind of cool is because I believe that even, you know, when you land in places, because when I was just stopped off in Flagstaff for a few uncomfortable weeks, a few life karmic lesson absolving weeks. That's right where Cappy freaking passed on, where he was killed. You know, right there. I drove through. That I couldn't exactly. I'm not exactly sure on the because I've looked it up and stuff like that. But the exit looked different than the photo, so who knows? But you know, if that's where he took his last breath, and that's where he is, you know, for all time, you know, an imprint there. So at least I got to hang out with his vibe for a while, you know. And so all that stuff is coming out. And people, it's just like, you know, people, in us people that vibe in, like, you know, the circles that we just don't believe the majority of anything, really, to be true. I don't believe the majority of anything much to be true. Because there's so many people that want you to see them as a different way. If they didn't, there wouldn't be plastic surgeons. I saw an article today about a lady that freaking, like, I almost died. I lost half my blood during a freaking, because she was getting plastic surgery. I'm like, what's wrong with the way God made you? You know? Whenever I hear about these young kids that want to change their sexes, what's wrong with the way God made you? You know? What people are conditioned and stuff like that. So, Jessie Zaboter had her talk today. There was one released on Rising Africa, Aquarius Rising Africa, and she, I freaking missed her, man. You know, if she read stories and books on tape, I'd probably read more. She has a great voice too. It's very soothing. But she was like, that was like when I think about, I don't know, she had mentioned John Benet Ramsey and how that was a botched, what do you call it? She might as well have been like somebody's red shoes. That was a botched, what do you call it? SCR, satanic cult ritual that went bad, you know? And it's just like, I never knew these missing kids and these missing people weren't. I always knew what they were a part of because somebody showed me a snuff film at a young age. And so that's from at that point, I'm like, I know what happens to the people on milk cartons. I already know. Then plus, you know, I might imagine, and then TV, you know, that's how they know. That's how they get you. Well, they don't anymore because freaking Hollywood is pretty much non-existent. I mean, I just saw tumbleweeds when I thought about Hollywood. I mean, there's still plenty of people populated there, but it's the movie industry is not going to be like it's just not ever going to be like the red carpets and stuff like that, because they're all figuring out what they do at those after parties is the reason. They're all figuring out what's happening at those after parties. So I hope people are feeling okay after the dip. There's big old huge spike in energy yesterday, and usually after that there's just like a you know, and the way I see it, I think things are it's just up and down, you know. I was gonna meditate here. I was gonna freaking put this off and then meditate and then do this, but I was like, no. I'll do a little yammer because I wanted to talk about the freaking sundial bridge and on the 40th parallel, you know. And they freaking do this stuff. They're so deliberate. They're so deliberate. But the thing of it is, there's so many of us that have the minds that see the patterns, and we're willing to take the time and listen to all these different conversations and get all these different perspectives and then put little pieces together here and there. So I really wanted to drink yesterday. And then Naked and Laughing. I think was that you, Naked and Laughing, that did a shot of whiskey for me. That was cool. I could taste it. I love whiskey. Anyway, instead I didn't. I made better choices. I had ice cream sundae instead. I posted it on Instacrap, on my Instacrap page, Snapnacks. It was really good. I got this chocolate cake, half chocolate cake from Albertsons. And so I got vanilla ice cream, and then I crumbled the chocolate cake on that. But before I did that, I put the Heath Toffee magic shell on it. And then even Heath Toffee pieces on top of that. Little whipped cream. That was my buzz. That was my buzz. If I would have had a little caramel drizzle, that would have been good, huh, Ma?
Yeah.
Maybe fry up some bacon?
I don't know what
To Mom's face, she went. I had her tell the bacon. But it brings it to a next level. But I'm trying not to eat meat because I want it so bad, and then I think about, well, the animal, and I love animals, and so I'm trying not to eat meat. I mean, I do buy some because I have to eat. I need it for the protein, man. My body. Like this morning, I thought I was in trouble this morning, but it passed. It passed. So I'm gonna come across books. There's two things I want. A couple things I want to manifest. A washer, so I can do laundry here in the house. There's a dryer, but I need a washer, and I want to start finding books with a lot of cool like pictures and images and stuff like that for plant medicine, more plant medicine, because I do really real good with my canna cookies. But there's other like dandelion, like the root of a dandelion. It's so good for when people have upset stomachs and indigestion. It soothes the stomach. That's the thing is, we're given everything on this planet to make us feel better at the base level, at the lowest common denominator, you know? It's just that people make themselves feel bad, and then it puts stress on their organs, and then that's perpetuates the system and money and IPOs and third quarter profits and all these reindeer games that people like me just go, what the fuck? Why do they put so much? I think about all of, it's hard to, it's, the world isn't made for people like me. That's one of the reasons why I do these talks, is because I want to talk about, a world that would be cool if it were for people like me included. If the world, there was closer to one world and one perception of how things were, like collective consciousness merging, creating a harmonic convergence that is a sweet melody and not this freaking crap show that we've been given for year after year, just going, I just like, that ain't true. And I keep looking for the truth in things. Even at a encounter at the grocery store, just people being friendly and genuine and putting that and smiling at each other, man. I paid freaking $4,000 for braces. I had to pay out of pocket, because that industry ain't for people like me. So it's stupid that I can't freaking use my smile in real life because everybody wants to cover their shit up because they're, people have stuff to hide. But spring's coming, and I want to be able to smell all the freaking flowers blooming and stuff. I don't know what kind of vegetation. I'm a little skeptical about the vegetation. I got a lot of weed. I got to make a trip to Ace Hardware because there's like these weeds are freaking industrial and they're like dead. So I don't know what they're sturdy, and it makes me wonder, like, what kind of stickers and harshness they produce. So I just want to clear a big area out, and I got plenty of energy to do it. I just got to do it. See, that's the thing is, I gotta be smart about it because I used to push through. I would freaking the work I would do was crazy, like moving around in heavy stuff for 12-hour shifts. You know, when they would play games. And we didn't get paid overtime and stuff like that when you're in airport. You don't get paid overtime. And now the whole world is just doing nothing but playing games. It is so weird to watch. So we'll see how people are going to freaking fare when things are like, the veil is dropped more and the inner celestial beings just start interacting. Good. Let them. I hope they they always have been. I mean, we're all star beings, dude. We freaking take it was, the UFO lady. What's her name? It's the UFO lady. Gina Marie Colvin Hill. She posted these videos of this celestial starship being, and there are all these people with all these interpretations of what it is. And the fact is they're all true. To these people, the reality of it is what their frame of reference has given them, and they've gathered in their basket of all-knowing, and they're incarnate, has led them to believe whatever it is that they believe that is. And see, I think she even read what I said. When we take our last breath, that's data. That's information, because energy doesn't die. And everything is alchemy. Everything is alchemy. Just people, either there's the people that benefit from knowing that and learn how to use it, or there's the people that do that and then say that no, that's not true. That's not true. And they do this whole facade to try and get you to not think about alchemy at all, because they don't want people to know what kind of power they really have, because then that takes the power away from them, and then they're freaking Luciferian tale chess game would be over, because people would be coming into their power and using their superpowers and stuff like that to fight the evils of darkness, and then we'd have freaking Star Wars in real life. And well, why would you do that when you could just sit on your couch and watch it on TV? So I was just thinking about my ice cream sundae that I had last night. Now I want to make a different variation. It was called my end of the world sundae. Because it's the end of the world as we know it, dude. And it was all crap. It's all crap. That's the thing. I'm like, when they were doing that, when I saw them going in, I'm just like, dude, I know that this is all posturing. It's all posturing. Nothing ever happens without permission. Nothing ever goes wrong unless it's planned to go wrong that way. And then you just watch the stories unfold. And not even the stories of the accounts of people that were there supposedly or whatnot, but also the other people that in social media that are perceiving the data and information of the people that are disseminating it that were supposedly there, And there's so many storylines, man. There's so many storylines. Really try not to hang on to the outcome of anything, dude. Just try not to. It's like we used to. My dad used to take us to the beach, and we'd body surf, and I learned a lot about life from body surfing. A lot of physics, a lot of don't do this, don't do that. You can see a riptide if you just watch the top of the water. People just start watching the top of the water when they're swimming like that. So, Everything's currents and frequency and all that stuff. So, and if you've been, it's so funny. Human spirits have so much power, but the human being is just like our soul sacks are just so fragile. If you've ever been like smacked on the bottom of the beach, on the bottom of the ocean with the wave, there's like a little pocket and you get stuck in there. That's a freaking trip, you know. See, that's the thing is I've been in a lot of freaking best worst case scenarios. I've had a lot of like, oh, that could have been it, or you know, a lot of instances of when things were happening at that time. This could be it. Is this how it's gonna go down? You know, is this where my last breath is gonna go out into the solar system and make my freaking celestial? Because we are creating that, dude. And when people are like connected in their same freak tribe, like have their soul contracts of like deciding to all go at the same time, they all contribute to creating that celestial being, is the way I look at it, is the way I feel about things, is that people, you know, collectively gather and make these beautiful things, and once they realize, or once more and more people realize that we create what we see, you know, that's when the ships are really going to start to get unveiled. It's like, careful, are people ready for that? Are they ready for that? Or that might take a little bit initiative, accountability of sorts. That's the thing is we know what the world is like when people just say things and don't follow through, but have meanwhile and all that stuff. We know what the world is that. So what would the world be if it moved in a different direction and people did things like, I don't know, just did everything that they said that they were going to do? You know, accountability came back. You know, just being accountable, just like, okay, I'm going to be here at this time, but that doesn't happen anymore. So why? I mean, time is made up construct anyway. Why are they doing it even? You know, because there's no Monday through Friday. You know, everything's going online. It's people do what they do when they do it. The earth is changing and very fast. People are ascending. They just don't know. We don't know what they're ascending toward, or away from. Descending. Some people are descending, but in their mind they're ascending. You know, a lot of people are gathering money, property, prestige, but one day they're going to have to figure out that's just ego stuff, and you can't take that stuff with you. And people got to figure out who they're serving, what God they're serving, and what God do we trust. You know, I mean, ultimately, my highest God is God. And then there, I see the freaking, all the other gods in the sky, the storylines, the planets, astrology, and how they tell us of what's playing out now. And things don't have to go down how they always went down. We got free will, but people keep freaking doing the same thing they always done, so we keep getting what we got. Anyway, I think I'm going to read the warrior's prayer and then start thinking about, I was going to make some spaghetti for dinner. Is that what we landed on?
Spaghetti.
We didn't have we had a good lunch, but it wasn't a lot. We had mixed vegetables. We had leftover dinner from last night. Mixed vegetables, fried chicken that I didn't bread with egg first. I just put it in the flour and seasoning, and so it was a little dry, but it was still alright. It didn't suck. And then those potatoes, those are probably, I need to get a mashed potato masher, and I probably should have cooked them about 7 to 10 more minutes longer, because they were probably the worst mashed potatoes I ever made. But they were good the second time around. The warrior's prayer. Okay, I don't need these for. These are for far away. They're for far away and for tendedness. I am what I am. Then having faith in the beauty within me, I develop trust. In softness, I have strength. In silence, I walk with the gods. In peace, I understand myself and the world. In conflict, I walk away. In detachment, I am free. In respecting all living things, I respect myself. In dedication, I honor the courage within me. In eternity, I have compassion for the nature of all things. In love, I can unconditionally accept the evolution of others. In freedom, I have power. In my individuality, I express the God force within me. In service, I give of what I have become. I am what I am, eternal, immortal, universal, and infinite, and so be it. And what was I thinking about when I was reading that? I was not thinking about what I said when I was reading that. Oh, they see, the thing of it is the astrology is definitely in line with the primary revolution, American Revolution. The energy's there. People have free will of how they choose to act, you know. I'm gonna try to frickin' find common ground in every situation with people I come across. I only leave the house like once a week. Like, I don't have to be anywhere until the 26th. Pray for me now. I gotta go to the DMV. It's like... I've talked about the DMV a lot. A lot. But I have everything I need, and we'll just... Please pray for me now. That's the only thing that's gonna help people, is praying for each other and all that stuff. That's it, man. Use Dawn soap for the weeds in like a water mixture, like like broken down like a spray. I think I've heard that before. I don't use chemical. I would just weed whack and put it and find like a 50 drum barrel and do that. I don't like chemicals. I was the freaking Toto, technical order distribution officer, and the hazmat freaking material person. Like, I freaking had to, like, I was constantly going through MSDNs and stuff, the material safety data sheets. They're something different. I mean, I'm all about safety first and not freaking. That's what, like, would piss me off, is because I would see there's this D-bag had a freaking Shade was his last name. Even probably still has a mechanic shop on Fort Crook Boulevard there in Bellevue, Nebraska, right outside the gates at Offutt. Dude would fucking... I know he dumped his oil. I know he dumped his oil right in the backyard, you know? And you call the EPA guy, but hey, didn't we used to hang out together in high school? And, yeah, you know? And, like, just would lean his shit up against the fence, so, like, it knocked the person's fence down and stuff. And just, like, his remedy, you know, when the person was like, hey, could you get your stuff off my fence? It's knocking it down. He's like, you do it. You know, and she's just like a, 5'3", 4" female, you know. He's just a total dick. But just a pillar in the community. He just, just a bro, just a swell guy, you know. Fucking D-bag. Still, I don't know. That was years ago. Maybe he's changed. Maybe he's had a spiritual awakening of some sort. He and this other chick that were pretty popular in circles that I used to run in, they did that thing, because if you have enough money and if you're important enough, you can drive these really expensive sports cars in the desert as fast as you want, you know, without any consequence. So they would do that together. You know, I'm like, how come everybody can't do that shit? Everybody should be able to have the opportunity to do that fun shit. It's a lot of fun shit that everybody should do. Why the freaking people that dump their oil in the back of their shop? Why do they get to? Mechanics. Vinegar, salt, dish soap to kill weeds naturally. Wake up and bake up. Oh, I need to go to the hardware store because I want to get I have a little battery operated weed whacker, but I might even till the soil. You know what I mean? I might even and try and plant something. I don't, it's just, them are some scary fucking weeds. I would not use, no, I don't, that's the funny thing because I would not even consider chemicals I would pull them. It would kill me. But I would find tools to get them up out of the ground, uprooted, before. I'm not big on poison. No. That's why I'm like, oh, I wish I could drink, but it's all poison. It is so poison. The last time I did it, I could feel my body just trying to burn it off. I could see the alchemy of it turning and processing in my stomach and coming out every time I exhaled and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, the more, because it removes your spirit. It literally takes oxygen, and that's what keeps us. That's the only thing different than that keeps us separate from AI is that we're automated with oxygen, and that we're animated, and we have feelings and logic and discernment. And I'm just like, man, so many people don't use it. Ooh, I could make tacos too. Want little street tacos or spaghetti? I just got a couple cans of tomatoes and tomato. I like to make my own version of sauce because we don't like a lot of salt. Sometimes I like salty things, but I don't like a lot of salt. I got these these are the best ever. I got this huge industrial size thing of snacks because I was asking Mom the other night in case things go weird. I just don't want to go to the store I don't want to have to go anywhere for a week. And so I made it so that was possible. And then and so I was asking Mom all these things. You want to split a popsicle with me for right now? Because my mouth is so dry. I got these. They're like the knockoff brand. They're freaking yay. But because Mom mentioned Doritos and Chex Mix, and it doesn't have the wafer ones in it, but I mean, it's good. There's it was $5. Everything's $5 now. $5. Everything's $5. So you put a basket full of $5 in your groceries are so expensive, but who didn't know that was coming, right? Here you go, Mom. What? Vanilla with orange. I have those sodas too. Those sodas are really good in my mouth too. So, thanks for hanging out. Maybe I'll be back later. Tell you about the